Most important formal and informal words with examples for the preparation of TOEFL and IELTS.
Obtain. Get. Example is: students need to obtain permission from the professor to conduct research. Particular. Specific. Example is: the study focused on a particular group of participants. Notwithstanding. Despite. Example is: notwithstanding the challenges, the team managed to complete the project on time. Objective. Goal. Example is: the objective of the study is to investigate the effects of climate change on biodiversity. Perform. Do. Example is: the athlete needs to perform at his best during the competition. Persuade. Convince. Example is: the speaker used compelling arguments to persuade the audience. Precise. Accurate. Example is: it is important to provide precise measurements in scientific experiments. Predict. Foresee. Example is: the weather forecast predicts rain for the next few days. Pivotal. Crucial. Example is: the CEO's decision was pivotal for the success of the company. Plausible. Possible. Example is: the scientist proposed a plausible explanation for the phenomenon. Prominent. Famous. Example is: the actor became prominent after starring in a blockbuster movie. Prompt. Quick. Example is: the manager expects prompt responses from employees regarding project updates. Proficient. Skilled. Example is: the candidate is proficient in multiple programming languages. Profound. Deep. Example is: the novel explores profound themes of love and loss. Propel. Drive. Example is: passion and determination can propel individuals to achieve their goals. Propose. Suggest. Example is: the researcher proposed a new methodology for data analysis. Reluctant. Unwilling. Example is: the student was reluctant to participate in the class discussion. Retain. Keep. Example is: it is important for companies to retain their talented employees. Rigorous. Strict. Example is: the program follows a rigorous curriculum to ensure academic excellence. Reinforce. Strengthen. Example is: the study aims to reinforce the importance of early childhood education. Reject. Refuse. Example is: the company rejected the candidate's job application. Significant. Important. Example is: the study found a significant correlation between stress and health problems. Resolve. Solve. Example is: the committee needs to resolve the ongoing conflict between the two parties. Restore. Fix. Example is: the restoration project aims to restore the historical building to its original state. Simultaneously. At the same time. Example is: the conference will host multiple sessions simultaneously. Subsequent. Following. Example is: the subsequent chapters of the book explore more advanced concepts. Reluctant. Unwilling. Example is: the student was reluctant to participate in the group project. Sufficient. Enough. Example is: the evidence presented is sufficient to support the argument. Summarize. Recap. Example is: at the end of the presentation, the speaker will summarize the main points. Sustain. Maintain. Example is: the company aims to sustain its position as a market leader. Synthesize. Combine. Example is: the researcher will synthesize the findings from multiple studies. Surpass. Exceed. Example is: the student's performance surpassed the teacher's expectations. Terminate. End. Example is: the contract with the supplier will terminate at the end of the month. Ultimately. Finally. Example is: the team worked hard and ultimately achieved their goal. Verify. Check. Example is: the researcher needs to verify the accuracy of the data before drawing conclusions. Volatile. Unstable. Example is: the stock market can be volatile, with prices fluctuating rapidly. Utilize. Use. Example is: the company plans to utilize social media for marketing purposes. Validate. Confirm. Example is: the experiment was conducted to validate the hypothesis. Yield. Give. Example is: the experiment is expected to yield valuable insights into the topic.